Greetings, friends. It's Josh.
I'm scared.
You're scared.
And I'm Ryan.
That was pretty scary. It's like I don't know what that was. I won't do that again.
Oh gosh.
We have fun here.
We do.
Yeah, this is the Dead Tired Dads podcast, and like I said, we have fun here. But this is a podcast for gamers who don't have time to game. And so we're here today, hanging out. Ryan, how are you?
I'm good.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good to hear.
Summer's here.
Summer is here. We are in full swing.
It's nice warm outside.
It's wonderful. Everyone likes to complain when it's hot.
Yeah, you're one of those, you're one of those Southerners that likes the heat.
I do.
I love the heat.
I like the heat a lot.
I'm not a Southerner, but I love the heat.
If I had my choice between 80 degrees every day or normal weather, I would take 80 degrees every day.
I love me some heat.
Because I can't, the cold. I just don't do cold
gross.
well at all. At all. I hate cold weather. I think it's stupid.
It's dumb.
It's lame. So, anyway. So, Ryan, I am I'm a bad person.
Oh, boy, here we go.
That I spend a lot more time on Facebook than
Don't
I ought
do that,
to.
Josh. Don't do that. It's bad for you.
It is. It's really unhealthy. But I get sucked into scrolling as they want, just like they want me to.
That's exactly how it's designed.
But I've come to realize that the Facebook algorithm is broken.
Oh, yes. I can't wait to hear this story.
It's very broken.
Here we go.
So, every now and then, I'll be inundated with these ads.
Yep.
Of things that, are clearly, just completely, lies. People, ads for things that, that are, trying to, make you think it's, Lego. And it's, clear, this is clearly...
It's obviously not.
Obviously, the biggest Lego set that they've ever come out with, you can get it for, $50.
Sure,
and it's
you can.
No, you can't. This is totally a ripoff. And so
Yeah.
when I come across those things,
Yep.
I report them. I say,
Of
hey,
course.
this is a scam. This is not And so a few weeks back, I was just being inundated with a bunch of I don't remember what they were for, but it was just constant. And it seemed like every single time I reported one,
You got 10 more.
I got
10
more,
sure.
more of them popped up, and it's what is going on here? I don't feel is this counting my interaction with my reporting these as an interaction?
You clicked on it.
I clicked
so,
on the ad.
Josh is interested in that.
Josh really wants that fake thing. Let's send more of things that are just like that. And it's but I'm trying,
man.
But and then I started thinking about it. I was I don't think maybe the algorithm's not broken. Maybe what it is that I'm being a responsible Facebook user, unlike most people. And
Yes.
what it is Facebook is well, this guy is being reporting all
He's
this
taking
stuff
care of
as
this for us.
scams
Yeah.
for free.
Why pay someone?
We're
to
not
do
gonna
it?
we're gonna let Josh be the free scam researcher, and he's just gonna take help us take all of this stuff down.
Why pay someone to do it when Josh will do it for free?
Yeah, that's my working theory of what was going on. Is that they were just kind of throwing me under the bus, trying to make me do things for them. But
You know what's really funny, Josh?
what's really funny, Ryan?
The amount of times on this podcast that we don't pre-plan things, but they still end up happening.
Yes.
Because the same exact thing has been happening to me lately.
Oh. So how recently for you?
Yesterday. I reported a scam yesterday.
Oh, there you go.
And I can even tell you what I've been reporting a bunch of. I've mentioned before, I love hunting, camping, fishing, outdoors, everything.
Right.
Which is part of why I said, yay, summer's here, because it's time to get outside. So I have been, you couldn't say that I'm in the market per se, but I've just sort of casually been looking for two things. A really old, cheap RV.
Okay.
I mean, because its use is going to be for sleeping in when I go hunting. So
Right.
this does not need to be luxury RV. No, this thing could be darn near falling apart. So I've been looking for that, and I would really like to get a fishing kayak, but they're quite expensive.
Okay.
And so I've just sort of, like I said, very casually been scanning Facebook Marketplace. And particularly the RVs, constantly scams. The top 5, 10, 15 ones are scams. And it's always the exact same. Like, I'll click on it, I'll say like, hey, I'm interested in this, can you send me more information? And I get an instant reply where they tell me I have to email this random email address.
Yeah.
Because obviously they want to take it off of Facebook where it can't be monitored.
Right.
It's like, nope,
Right.
not doing that.
Right.
So, just funny that we're having the same experience.
Yeah.
We've never talked about this before.
No,
This is
we
the
have
first
not.
we've talked about it.
That's funny. But no, like it's just so like there's like these sponsored ads that that are just coming up, and I'm like, Facebook, why am I having to like monitor your website? Like, you guys are a billion-dollar company. Like, get your act together.
Free labor from Josh.
Yeah. Josh is gonna clean it all up for us. That's all I can say. I don't know. It's crazy.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely crazy.
That's great.
Yeah, no. And like I said, it was a couple weeks ago, and so I can't. But it was like for an entire week at least.
Yeah.
Where I was just like going like every single day. Like, I was just like, nope, that's a scam. Nope, that's a scam. Nope, that's a scam. Why am I getting all of these scams?
I just stopped looking because I was like, I couldn't find any like legit.
Yeah.
So like, I'm done.
Yeah. So anyway, Facebook is getting free labor from Josh.
They are. It's true.
I should unionize. I'm starting my own union right now.
Did it.
I will pay myself dues. I am
nice.
I am the Facebook scam searcher.
Yeah.
So anyway,
that's right.
That's it.
So we'll catch you next time on the Dead Thursday.
Well, with that, I guess we'll get into our game reviews this week.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to go first? You want me to go first?
I think you should go first.
You think I should go first?
Yeah, because I went first last week.
Okay, I'll go first. So I got a game recently that I had been wanting to play for a long time, and I was pretty excited to get it. This is one of the games that, if you go back a few episodes to to the episode where I talked about my GameStop rant, my GameStop rant.
Yep.
This was one of the game. This was the game.
This was the one.
This was the one that I could have
rant.
picked up in store.
Yep.
But I had to order and wait for.
And now I'm jealous.
I wanted to get free shipping. Well, that's not that one, but
it's not.
No.
Okay. Now I'm really intrigued.
Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity.
Yeah, that's what I was jealous about.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought you were thinking about another game that I had recently.
I probably am.
Another game that I had recently bought. So Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity. So the first Hyrule Warriors game came out on the Wii U, and I just absolutely adored the game. I thought it was a great concept. I loved that it used Zelda characters and a in a giant world where you just it was just like constant. You just destroyed things, and lots of the goal was just to kind of kill as many enemies as you could. And kind of that. Dynasty Warriors, tribute. I guess. I mean, it's technically a Dynasty Warriors game. It's been made by the same people.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense then.
So I was really excited when they came out with the Age of Calamity version of Hyrule Warriors, and so it kind of tells the backstory of what went on before Breath of the Wild. And it gives you
nice.
So one of the cool things about the original Hyrule Warriors is that it was completely separate from canon. Like it's not really set in
the universe
in any timeline of Zelda, but it uses the Zelda characters and it tells a story, involving them. So it's a really cool thing. But Hyrule Age of Calamity is kind of tied to the storyline of Breath of the Wild, and so you get that backstory, and it's very cool that you can get that. It sets things up a little bit differently than the original, and I think that the fact that it is tied to the story, I think it is actually to its detriment.
That's a shame.
I was very excited about the game, but overall, I don't feel like it captures the same. Because the art style has to be similar to to Breath of the Wild.
Right.
Like they're tied to how they did Breath of the Wild. They kind of have to do Age of Calamity. And so there's some things that I feel like they did really, really well in the original Hyrule Warriors game, and the way that graphically the things that they did that they weren't able to do. And also the thing is, not only are they tied to the graphics and things like that, but they're tied to the weaponry.
Yep.
That's available in Breath of the Wild, whereas in the original Hyrule Warriors, as a non-canon thing, they're just able to pull in weapons from every Zelda game that's been out. Like you can do one of the really cool weapons in the original Hyrule Warriors was I don't think you haven't played Twilight Princess, but
correct.
There is there's one really cool weapon or a cool thing in Twilight Princess. It's a top that's like it's got like gears on it, and like you like that you travel around to get to certain areas in Twilight Princess. You have to have this spinning top thing.
I think I've seen videos of it.
Yeah,
I think I know what you're talking about.
So but that's one of the weapons that you can find in the original Hyrule Warriors, and you can't have that in the Age of Calamity. You can't pull in those other weapons from those other games.
Yeah.
So, but it is cool because you get to play as the Divine Beasts.
That's really cool.
You get to drive those around, which is really cool. And I haven't beaten the game yet. Go figure.
Oh no, Josh, you were doing so good.
I know I was doing so well, but I'm back to my old ways. I haven't quite beaten.
What is it with you and Zelda, Josh?
I love Zelda games too much, is what it is. Really,
you don't want them to end.
I don't want them to end. But it's so there's a lot of really cool stuff. But like I said, it's also very it's pretty heavily involved. Like not like super heavily involved, but there's a lot of extra stuff. That it's not really gameplay, but like in order to unlock certain things, like level ups to your characters and things like that, you have to collect different items and things, and you can go to different shops and stuff like that and buy things so that you can upgrade characters and unlock different things, and it can be very involved.
Yeah.
In kind of some of it seems kind of tedious. To me, I'm just I just want to play the game and get a bunch of kills and destroy things. The maps and stuff like that aren't as creative to me as they were in the original Hyrule Warriors. Overall, I think it's a good game. It's family friendly. It's not like super. It's not scary or anything like that. It's mostly family friendly anyway. Yeah, it's Zelda, so you've got some fantasy elements there and some things like that, but. Yeah, so overall, I'm glad that I got it. And it's a solid game, but it's not as good as I think it could have been.
There you go.
So, yeah.
No, I am jealous because this is. I know what you're thinking of. The other game, I'm jealous of that also, which I'm sure we'll talk about in a future episode. But I think I can't remember if I mentioned this on our towards the end of 2021 or maybe at the new year. We did an episode where we talked about like games that we missed from the year.
Yeah.
And then I think we talked about some we were looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember if I talked about it on the episode or just with you afterwards. But the Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is one I was.
I think it was one that I talked about as one that I had wanted to play on that episode where we had talked about that. So
I've been wanting to play this game. So I am jealous of that. I was gonna ask a question, but it escaped me now.
Well, so it does give you an opportunity to play as different characters within, like from Breath of the Wild. That so you get to play as all of the different heroes and things like that.
Oh, that was gonna be my question. Oh. So you can play with, if you want to call them other races or other tribes or whatever.
So you get to play as Urbosa
Yeah.
or Daruk or
okay, cool.
or Zelda or
Yeah.
the thing is like my thing is like most of the like so another thing that I felt like the original did really well, and maybe I could be misremembering on this, but I feel like it did a good job of like kind of forcing you to diversify. Like you had to play certain levels with like more like you had to play certain levels with certain people in order to progress your story along.
Right.
With this, I don't feel like it. Like I have a tendency to play with Link because I feel like he's the most well balanced character.
Yeah.
And so like my Link character is like way over leveled compared to everyone
and all your
else.
others are behind.
Now, granted, you can. There is a place where you can go, a training ground that you can go and you can pay to level up your other characters to be the same level. But it's just one of those things. The other thing is that like you get all these different kinds of weapons, and different kinds of weapons do different things. Then another thing that the original did really well is that it kind of forced you to use a variety of weapons.
Mm-hmm.
This you just you pick which your best weapon that you want to use
just
and
go with it.
And so of course, like once you unlock the Master Sword,
no need for anything else.
I don't need another weapon other than this. Like that's it. I'm just going to use the sword for everything. But
is the original a Nintendo Switch game or?
So it was originally released on the Wii U.
Okay, that's what I wasn't sure about.
Like many games that were released on the Wii U, it got ported to the Switch with all of the DLC and things like that. So I would love to get the original on the Switch. I assume it's still available, but I haven't seen it in a while. So it could be one of those games that's discontinued, and I'm gonna have to pay like $100 to get it at some point.
So I missed it. What did you play it on?
I played it on Wii U originally.
All right.
Yeah, I have the Wii U version.
Gotcha.
Which I think is very cool.
There you go.
Yeah, so that's kind of my take on Age of Calamity, which I still haven't beaten, but I have every intention to.
You will.
I hope to. Will. Yeah, I hope to. Just like I hope to beat Breath of the Wild at some point.
You must.
Yeah.
You must beat that game.
You know what? I should just restart Breath of the Wild and go just say screw it and just run straight to go straight to Ganon.
Right to Ganon.
Yeah,
speed run.
Just gonna go see how fast I can die. with my branch and
that's a fantastic game.
It really is. If you haven't played Breath of the Wild, you should go do it.
Oh my gosh.
What are you doing?
I'd buy a Switch for that alone.
Yeah.
That is such a good game.
Totally worth it. So, all right. That's Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity.
There you go.
What do you got, Ryan?
All right, I think this will be fun.
Okay, I hope so.
I got Nintendo Switch game also.
Woo! Nintendo Switch.
Mutant Football League.
Mutant Football League.
Yeah.
Okay. X-Men are involved. Got it.
Not quite.
Not quite X-Men. Okay.
So, here is the very simple overview of this game.
The MFL.
American football.
Okay.
With monsters.
Okay.
Weapons.
Okay.
And mutilation.
Okay.
That's the game right there.
Okay. So it's Madden, in 100 years.
It's Madden with instead of real players, it's zombies and werewolves and ogres and
So does it play like a traditional Madden game? Or?
No,
okay,
not at all.
Okay, well I'll let you tell us about it. I'll stop asking questions.
Well, you know what? I was gonna give my final thoughts first, but I'm not. I'm gonna go through my traditional checklist here.
Let's get through it.
Usually, I talk about time investment, and I'll just say that the time investment on this game is very low.
Okay.
Because you're not gonna want to play it for very long. That's why it's so low.
Okay, then. Fair enough.
So, next I usually talk about, is it worth the cost?
Okay.
And for me, that one's hard to determine because it's pretty cheap.
Okay.
I got it for $6.
Okay, not bad.
But it's also not very good. So again, yeah. I don't think I'd pay more than $6 for this game, that's for sure.
Okay.
Family friendly is something that we talk about.
Yeah, it doesn't
not
sound
at
like it.
all. Not at all.
Like it.
So overall, it didn't. This game was just kind of lame to me.
Oh,
but
it had such promise.
That is why it's so lame. Is because there was
promise.
so much opportunity and they just
We've
missed
talked
out.
about what was Wreckfest. Like
Yeah,
with
same.
a name like Mutant Football
It
League.
had to be good.
How do you screw that up?
So it had a few charming qualities, but it just not enough to like hold the game up. One thing that was really funny. So you're playing football, and you're on the field. The field can just like there's like bombs and mines and stuff in the field. So you're just like running down the sideline, and then like your character explodes into 100 bits, and so that was pretty funny. One sort of charming quality is all the teams. All the teams are like the team names and the player names are changed. So, like, for example, instead of the Kansas City Chiefs, it's the Carcass City Creeps.
Okay.
It's just, like, it's so dumb, but it's funny.
It's very charming.
Yeah.
That is quite, it's, kind of, in that weird, sadistic kind of way.
And so, like, I'm trying to think of, like, I played with the Vikings, but they're not the Vikings. They're
because they can't be.
Purple. Okay, so if you're a football fan at all, you know that the Vikings in the 80s and 90s had a nickname called, and maybe even earlier, had a nickname called the Purple People Eaters. Well, they can't call them that, so they're the Purple Monster Eaters.
Okay.
And like the running back instead of Dalvin Cook is Wolven Book or something. It's it's dumb, but it's funny.
Yeah.
But that's about all the charm that this game has. It had really like high potential in my mind, and it just missed out. It's very shallow. There is like a season/franchise mode, but it's kind of difficult.
Okay.
Like you and I have talked in the past. I'm not bragging when I say this. I'm just very good at sports games.
Sure.
Like, that's my niche. If we were gonna have some sort of gaming competition, I'd go straight to sports games. Madden, FIFA, NHL. I'm very good at those types of games. I stunk at this game. I was just getting my butt handed to me over and over.
When there are landmines in the field.
There's that.
What are you going to do? Like, I feel like that gives the home team quite the advantage.
So the reason I bought this game 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Because I was, at the time, I was getting ready. Well, here's when I bought it. I bought it right before COVID.
Oh, okay.
Because I had a work trip to Africa planned. It was already in the works, had dates and where I was traveling to and everything worked out. And so I bought it as something I was going to play on that trip.
Thank God you didn't do that.
And then that trip got canceled.
That was a sign.
Because of COVID, and I should have known right then and there.
Right then. This game is not worth it.
So I had this game on my Switch for like 2 years before I finally got around to playing it.
So what you're telling me is that like the fact that you bought this game is probably what caused COVID.
Me buying Mutant Football League is clearly what caused COVID.
Yeah, it's because you needed a sign to say, "Hey, don't play this game." and it took 2 years went by, and it's like, okay,
fine,
we're good, and then so everything's now kind of going back to normal, and now you're going back on your trip, and you've played,
and I played
it. You played it, and so now we're in trouble, Ryan.
Well, now they're talking about monkeypox, so I've just doomed the world apparently.
Ryan, it's all your fault. So anyway, you were saying, tell me about the gameplay on it. Like you said, it doesn't play like Madden.
Yeah, it doesn't. So if you're familiar with, I think it was called NFL Blitz.
Yeah,
that's what I expected. And it plays like that.
Okay.
I can't remember. I think it's like 5-on-5. So you got maybe it's 7-on-7 because you've got like 3 linemen, a quarterback, and a couple receivers or a running back. It plays like that where you. I don't remember all the details of Blitz, but like your quarterback can't run across the line of scrimmage right away. You have to either make a forward pass or something, or you have to make a pass or handoff of some kind before you can cross the line of scrimmage. It plays the same way as Blitz in that characters get injured all the time.
Yeah.
The difficulty in this game is you have to pay very close attention to injuries and stamina because players get injured like every other play. And so like, and it's not just like, oh, he's got a bruise, he'll be back in one quarter. It's like broken leg out 6 weeks or 10 weeks or whatever, it's always like these crazy severe injuries. So I was like 2 or 3 games into my season.
Mm-hmm.
And I had like no starters. I was all backups. I was like, what is going on?
How am I supposed to play this game?
Yeah.
It's crazy. Was there a difficulty setting that you could adjust?
Yeah, there was. I was playing. I turned it all the way to low. I started on normal and then turned it down to easier, and it helped
a little bit
marginally.
Okay. Wow.
And so I actually thought maybe I'm trying to play it like a traditional sports game,
right?
And so maybe that's my fault. So I consulted the internet, and lots of people share the same opinion.
Lots of people just don't like this game.
Missed opportunity is what this game is.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, how do you take a game like Mutant Football League and
I saw the title and watched the trailer, and I was like, that's gonna be fun, right?
Yeah,
has to be.
It's gotta be good.
And I was wrong.
And you were wrong. Wrong.
So now, thanks to this episode, you don't have to make the same mistake as I did.
Don't pay $6.
Do not pay $6 for this game.
For Mutant Football League.
Nope.
What if you could get it for $1?
I'd probably get it for $1.
Get it for $1.
And just run up and down the field, like watching the explosions and the injuries and stuff.
So, like, who plants, like, that, that's the real question. Like, who is the one, like, going out and planting the landmines?
Well, it's just random.
It's random.
Yeah.
So, like, well, I mean, if this was a real, like, world scenario in which this league existed.
Imagining the NFL.
Like, right. So, like, you've got laser goalposts, and mines on the field. Like, is it the MFL? Is it their responsibility? Do they have a landmine planter that goes out there and plants the mines? Or
this is a good question.
Or is it like a home field thing? Like the head coach goes out, before the game and like decides where he wants the landmines planted.
You actually reminded me of one other charming quality this game had.
There's another one.
You can pay off. You can bribe the officials.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's a fun. That
was kind feature. Of a interesting little feature because like I was losing one game and I like bribed the official to give me a couple calls with like 30 seconds left, and it got me into scoring range and I won the game. That I was like, that's a fun twist.
Nice.
But yeah, so like trying to think, you could have like landmines, stuff could fall out of the sky on top of you. Had like a big spiked ball like land on one of my characters. I'm just running down the field. One time, my running back was running down the field and the entire field just split open and he fell into a pit of lava.
That's straight out of Genesis. Exodus.
So those are funny, but okay. So here's the flip side of that. That would be really funny to me and make this game pretty cool, except for then my franchise running back, he's dead. He's not just injured, he's dead. I have to go find a new running back. So it's like, it's funny until you realize like, oh, I'm supposed to try to win this game.
In like franchise mode.
Yeah, and he's just... Like,
is there like an exhibition mode where you can just play?
Yeah, there is. But like...
Maybe that would be more fun?
I mean, Dalvin Cook was dead. Like, I'm trying to get the Vikings to finally win a championship, and Dalvin Cook fell into a pit of lava. Like, actually, that sounds about like Viking luck. Now that I think about it,
that's next. You're gonna be Vikings versus Bears next season, and like
the field just
the dome, like worse. The like U.S. Bank Stadium's just gonna collapse in on itself or something. That would actually be really terrible if that actually happened. Like that.
If it does, wow, they're coming after us for some sort of conspiracy.
That would not be good. I didn't do it.
It wasn't Josh.
It was not Josh. But I am the Facebook algorithm.
You are.
You are.
Yeah.
Fixer person.
True.
So, anyway, that's going to do it for this episode of the Dead Tired Dads podcast. We appreciate your ears and you listening to us. And if you have suggestions for games you want us to play, you can submit those to us through Facebook or Twitter, and maybe someone will find that. And Facebook is more likely to get recognized, obviously, because I'm on there too much, as was mentioned
as
earlier.
you admitted.
So thanks for listening. You can do all the things for us. Listen, subscribe, like, follow, and share. Definitely share. Share the podcast so that we can, influence other people.
That's right.
So thanks again. We will catch you on the next episode of the Dead Tired Dads podcast.
Bye.
Bye.